Welcome to the Geek Easy, fellow geeks. Let's open a beverage of your choice. Because today I will be reviewing Powers, the definitive hardcover collection, volume 4. And as far as I know, this is it. Because this is all that I have. There's when I bought them, it was 1, 2, 3, 4. And I have not checked to see if there's number 5. I guess I should. But it is published by Icon Press. And written by Brian Michael Bendis and Michael Avon Oeming, O-E-M-I-N-G, does the art. This is, as far as I know, the last of this series. And in the previous things, that one of the big superhero types, I guess he was kind of a Superman archetype somewhat, just went ballistic and wiped out Rome, somewhere over in like the Gaza Strip and a couple other places, just totaled it, and then ended himself. So the president outlawed Powers and everything, and made it, just people with the superheroes had to retire. Couldn't use it. The use of Powers was illegal, and I guess if you already had them, at some point you were grandfathered in, but you couldn't use them. But if there is a way to gain powers, and if you gained them after being outlawed, that was also illegal to have, because they, so they're dealing the Walker and his partner, why can't I remember, Dee something, are dealing with that, because there's still crime going on with them. The Powers are still doing stuff, and so they're also getting a little bit of an extra caseload, because anytime something is done with the Powers, or whether it's a just like murder or something like that, they have to deal with that, and then deal with the feds, because all that stuff is a federal case, and literally a federal case. This is a really good series. The last, say, like 3/4 of this book was just as good as the others. The last story arc, it was called Cosmic. They had I'm not sure why this was being done. I don't know what his thinking behind it was. You have this thing where it's like a place called Club Cinderella, and these people would get up, just rant on stuff. This is like this one character says, "I was thinking the other day, and no matter who you are or where you are, you could completely destroy your life in 45 minutes. You could. And he just goes off on this long 2-page thing about it. And then they kick in the story. About a Green Lantern archetype who crashes and dies, and they're trying to figure out, and kills, accidentally kills a couple people in the process of crashing. And then I think this is, and then they have the last couple pages is the continuation of that rant, and they do that with each of like the 4 or 5 parts, and it's a different person talking in that, in this little weird thing, and it's connected to the story vaguely, kind of tangentially, and I just really don't see the point of what that had to do with this story. I don't know that, maybe, it's like, oh, you could destroy your life on this, and then you go about, one of the characters might be, having their life destroyed or something. I don't know. I just really don't see what the point of that was. I wish they would have just stuck with the story that this, this Green Lantern type is killed, and then the whole shit they had to do to solve it. And then there's some other stuff going on with Crystal Walker's partner being investigated by IA. It seemed just a little distracting. I mean, I really don't know what Bendis was doing putting that in there. And it was a distraction. And kind of, those things were kind of boring. But the cool thing about this this character is, like with the Green Lantern, of course, everyone on Earth knows who the Green Lantern is, or the Green Lanterns are. He's just not doing stuff in public, and everyone knows who he is, and then he leaves to take care of stuff. But no one had ever heard of this guy. This is a little bit more. I like the way he did that with his guys, because his sole purpose was to protect Earth and other areas around Earth, and so we didn't need to know about that. He didn't fight crime on the planet. That was, all the other guys that did that. So very few people knew about him. He was allowed to let certain people know who he was and what he did and all that stuff. But so when this character died, I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? And it took them a bunch of time to figure out, okay. And then you actually, get a little bit more information on it. I don't want to give too much away on it, but I liked that it's just this, it's like this space cop, the Millennium, they call it. It's this space cop thing that, it's kind of an undercover thing. And well, one part in here I thought it was kind of funny. Their feds are talking to one of the, someone who knew the guy or had witnessed his death. And the cop was like, you know what the millennium is? And she said, a century? And they're like, no. Oh, yeah, 1,000 years. Which I thought, yep, that's people for you. But, I'm gonna, I really do enjoy this series. I mean, especially like take a look at the art. I mean, they add That's his. I guess that's the equivalent of the power ring right there. I like how they do stuff like that. The artist does stuff like this. Uses the bright colors to show things. And, the difference in the like here's the guy at the club, and there's the other page is them finding his secret room. And stuff like this sort of gives you these old crime noir vibes, from back in the 50s and stuff like that. You got the Chandler-esque things like that, which is kind of neat. I'm telling you, I mean, you get, it's kind of funny because, people talk smack about Bendis' writing, and I understand that there's a lot of stuff that was bad, because especially after what he did with Superman, but then also you hear his Ultimate Spider-Man, I guess, was fantastic, and a lot of people saying his Daredevil run was incredible. So the guy is, and after reading this, I know the guy is very capable of writing good stuff. This is one of them. This is something which this is proof of that. And I guess he's one of those people that, say Miller or something, that start out really good, they do really well, then they start believing their own hype, and then start putting out dreck. Fortunately, this is the good stuff, and I like this. It's just kind of it goes, shows what happened to his character, cop who gets killed. But this is a really good series. It ended in the last issue. A couple issues were okay, and the reason I was wondering if there's more, because it ended in a way that it looks like there might be more to it. I need to look on. I should have checked into that before I did this, but up until that, it was really, really good, and so they kept the quality of the series up this whole thing. So I'm going to give this a 4.5 out of 5, and give the whole series a really good recommendation. So between all the other ones and you combine them together, I think it'll be maybe a 4 out of 5, because I think the third, one of them wasn't as good as the rest of them. So I'll give it a 4.25 out of 5, the whole series, and say pick it up. Alright, so let me know if you read it, what you thought of it, and like, subscribe, most of all, enjoy your comics.